Hey guys, this is Daniel Norton. I'm here in my studio in New York City with Erica.
Hi.
And today we're going to do some headshots. So the other day I came in the studio and my friend Seth, who has a show here on Adorama, Rewind, check it out, was doing some headshots. He was actually testing some different scenarios and he had, I think, 4 or 5 different things set up. He was trying different techniques and we were talking in between things about how some of them could be combined, because you're not always in a big space like this and you don't have all the equipment or whatever. And that's what I'm going to kind of do today is combine 2 different looks. I'm going to do a kind of a overall like big soft look, which I think is good for pretty much anybody. And then I'm going to do a look that's a little bit punchier. That's good for people that have either good skin or just want the hard light, probably a little more dramatic look. So you can get both without in a very small footprint, basically. I'm going to use the Profoto system and their controller and basically just use the different groups in order to control which lights go on and off. So pretty simple. The very first shot I'm going to do is going to use this 4-foot scrim gym as my key. This is going to be a nice soft look. You could use a big umbrella, you could use a big softbox, you could use a soft lighter from Photech, which is actually what Seth was using, which would also all work. You kind of want a light that's going to, or light modifier that's going to kind of spread the light out and give you a nice big, soft, creamy light. And in addition to that, we've got the classic Brooklyn reflector here, white. So just a little reflector kicking up, that will help a lot. So again, I'm basically set up in here. Now, of course, you guys know my studio is tremendously bright, but I'm going to set up and do a frame with no lights just to show you guys. I have all the windows closed, so the windows are closed. I got a little foam core block in this, so you can basically see that black frame, no light really affecting the shot. You want to kind of get to that point always if you can. So, and then we're going to start off. I'm going to take A, turn it on. I'm in manual because I have this all set up just to keep it easy for you guys. If you were using TTO, you could set up each one separately and then switch to manual, because what you don't want is things changing as you go, right? You want to lock them down if you're doing a bunch of headshots. So I'm in manual now. I'm set at 7.1 at 250. I have my 85mm lens on there. We're going to come in and bang, right? Single light, clean, really pretty. Let's see, you can see here, right? With the reflector kicking up, really, really nice. Looks good. Background is pretty much white. Why is it white? The light's creeping past, right? This is a big source. It's creeping past her. I've got, by the way, I don't think I mentioned, this is a B2, Profoto B2 with a magnum reflector, so it's giving me a punch and some control. So that looks nice. Background's not quite white though. If I want to be in control and make it perfectly white, I do have a couple of lights back there, some B1Xs. They're in my C group. Turn those guys on, and boom. Now we've got a stark white background. If you want that real clean white, you can see the difference. It's subtle, but if you want a white background, that's a white background, right? What you don't want really, in an ideal world, if you want a white background, you don't want to start off with this kind of almost white and then punch up the contrast in post, because that affects everything. So, get it in camera if you can, kids. So we're good there. Let's kill those for a second though. Of course, it's getting less sunny outside, I can see. So. Now this is just the B light. Now my B light is, again, I'm still using the Brooklyn reflector, of course. I'm not going to move that. This is a 1 by 1.3 Profoto softbox. This is a little baby guy. It's going to be a little bit harder, a little bit punchier, but it's a softbox, so it's nice and diffused. So it's going to give some creaminess to the skin. Still not going to be too specular. And let's see what we get. Okay, you can see it's dark, right? Shapes her face nicely. Looks really good on Erica. Notice the background is not completely black. That's because I'm in a super white studio and the light's bouncing everywhere, and basically some light's getting on the background even from this. If I wanted a black background, in this space, I'd probably have to throw something on the ground to block the reflection or back her further away. There's a lot of things you could do. In most office types environments, this is probably not going to be an issue, but I kind of like the dark gray. I know some people don't. With somebody with dark hair like Erica, if you didn't have some separation there, she'd just be a blob. Especially when it's really small, you're just going to see a face. It'll look like she's like that Queen album cover, which is cool, but maybe not for a headshot. So what we're going to do here, though, oh good, they started the construction. I was waiting for that. We're going to turn on those background lights again, though, so we can get the white background. Here we go. Switch my focus point. Here we go. There we go. All right, so I actually like this one better with the little kick from the back. It gives them more separation. Notice the background is not stark white. That's because in the first time I turned the background lights on, this was adding to it, right? So that's what made it white. If I needed this to be white in this scenario, I didn't need to turn the power up in the lights. If you're gonna do that, just make a note for yourself how much you need to turn it up so you can remember to switch it back and forth each time. But I kind of like, because it's a darker look, I kind of like this one not being completely white, so I'm gonna leave it like that. And that gives you the two looks, right? Two looks, one's kind of like airy and glamoury, and one's a little bit more kind of darker and moodier. Let's shoot another one like this. Right. One more. So we can see how she can move around, and the shadow's gonna change on her face because of the punchiness of the light. One final thing you could do if you really want to, because we always like to throw in a bonus, always a bonus with Erica, is I have these two lights back here. I could pretty simply turn them and make them into hair lights. So remember that I'm not gonna point them directly at the back of her head, because if I do, then it's gonna hit her on the nose. So I'm gonna kind of aim them to the side here. I'm also keeping them at the same height that they are at. And the reason for that is, in the particular case of Erica, she has this like kind of brown to like blondish fade going. So I want to highlight that. And by hitting the blondish part, it's going to really make it pop. So not changing the power or anything, just kind of. And we can see how that gives that. It really showcases that pop, you know. Should it feel like that? This is like the moody one. She's like, yeah, I have blonde-ish. Everything's ish with me. Nice with that. Nice. So it's pretty, right? Depending on where she turns her head, you might start to get a little bit of light kicking back here on the cheeks, so you might want to be careful about that. But as long as it doesn't hit her nose, I'm usually okay with it. Yeah. Oh, I missed it. Tried for the smile, missed it. I will get it. There we go. That's pretty. Good. One more. Nice. There we go. Very pretty. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we've got a lot of good shots. I kind of like the first look the best, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest about what I like today, I think this is my favorite, so I'm going to end this way. So background lights on, really rich and clean and white, and nice glamour light in the front. And that's it. She's like angelic. Oh. That's right. I do love the glam. So, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to Adorama TV, of course, if you don't already. I'm going to put Erica's details in the description so you guys can follow her on the social media. Yeah, you know. Follow me, Daniel Norton Photographer, and I'll see you next time on set.